It's a great story. I can't tell you how exciting it is, how wonderful it is to celebrate these lost recordings. Maynard Baird's Posted Stomp, a really hot, swingy little number recorded in 1930. Beautiful, beautiful recordings made about 2 blocks from where we're standing.
The old cliche says records are made to be broken, but Bradley Reeves wants records preserved.
The Knoxville sessions of 1929 and 30 had definitely fallen through the cracks.
Reeves himself never heard of these recording sessions until 2003, when he visited a man with the rarest of records.
A collector by the name of Joe Bassard. And just on a whim, I said, "Have you got anything recorded in Knoxville, Tennessee?" He went right over to his shelf and pulled out Originals Fountain City in '78. Never heard of it. It blew my mind.
Now, boys, keep away from the girls, I say. Give them plenty of room. You'll find when you're wed, she'll beat you till you're dead with a bald-headed end of the broom.
These classic records made for a major record label in my own hometown, which I had never heard of. I couldn't believe it.
Brunswick Vocalion came to Knoxville in 1929 and set up shop in the St. James Hotel.
The St. James Hotel was where the TVA towers are now.
And they held tryouts for anyone with talent to come to make records.
They were hoping to mine the rich musical culture.
No changes can be taken on that Wabash Cannonball.
And unlike similar field sessions by other labels in Bristol that focused mostly on hillbilly music, the St. James sessions captured a well-rounded sound.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
A much greater variety, much more diverse.
Sorry, I'm blue.
From the gospel to the blues to the jazz to the old time. Many of these records have been unavailable since 1930.
But how did these records remain so reclusive for the better part of a century? The answer, the Depression. It hit the St. James sessions hard, and only a few albums were ever released, and in small numbers. And the records that were made came in a format that was not built to last.
Old shellac 78s. And those things, if you just touch them the wrong way, they can snap just like that. They tended to have railroad spikes for needles. You just ruin them. You know, over time they got thrown away. You just didn't get a chance to hear them.
But with Broussard's collection of more than 60 tracks, Reeves struck the musical motherlode for Knoxville history. But that discovery was just the beginning of a decade search for more music.
Every one of these recording artists have passed away, but we found children, great-grandchildren. Now, some of these records only exist on one copy, found in a variety of places, including Australia.
Many artifacts are now part of an exhibit at the East Tennessee History Center. Even the artists whose songs were not made into records now at least have their stories recorded.
There were a lot of people that we had no information on going into this. They were mysterious. They were mystery artists. Odessa Kansler comes to mind. She recorded Killing Your Man Blues, but for whatever reason, it was never released. We were able to find a picture of her with her friend Leola Manning.
And the recordings that were found have been found again in another way, by remastering the audio of the old 78s.
They sounded pretty raw.
Sweethearts were they.
Hearing the new versions, I was amazed.
Song's all right, it just won't quit. It's all right, we are singing it.
Look down that lonesome road.
Cool, I'ma ride my road view.
After a dozen years of digging, researchers have restored more than 100 recordings from the St. James Hotel. A lost legacy recaptured in museum exhibits, new CDs, and books.
Makes me proud to see this.
And permanently preserve Knoxville's musical record as a melting pot of American melodies.
And this is great proof Knoxville had an important role in music history.
In downtown Knoxville, Jim Matheny, WBIR 10 News.